How do you give unsolicited feedback at work? Hi, my name is Christina from Eudaimonia Coaching, and today's topic comes from a couple of clients who have asked me this question in different ways over the years. For example, what do you do when your manager, for example, is late at meetings, or they always miss your one-to-ones? That's quite a hard feedback to give them, especially when they're not aware they're doing it. So let's start. The most important thing is to privately actually ask yourself whether this is something that just annoys you or it has a significant impact on you, whether emotional, mental, or it stops you from doing something else that's important to achieve at work. Once you have this conversation, you establish that the impact is actually there and it stops you from doing things at work, or it's an emotional or mental impact, then it's important to communicate it. So here is one way in which you can communicate it back to your colleague or your manager. So first of all, set the context. By setting the context, I mean that it's important to ask for permission to share feedback that's normally not shared within a forum or a team meeting, or it doesn't normally feature as an agenda item within your meetings. So basically it's unsolicited. And a way in which you can do that is you can always catch them in a friendly manner and say, is it okay if I share some feedback with you? And wait to hear the answer, because actually they might not be in the right frame of mind to receive feedback, or they might be rushing somewhere else, or they don't have the wavelength to hear you. But actually get them to commit when it might be okay with them to share some feedback, and most likely they will let you know when is the most appropriate time for them to hear you. So that's very important in order to be able to have productive conversation around an improvement that you want from your relationship with them. Then once you have the okay and you're in the right place with the right frame of mind, both of you, you can start by using a passive voice so that what you're going to share doesn't sound like an accusation towards them. An example is you can say, I noticed that we end up being late at our meetings, or that we regularly skip one-to-one meetings. And before you stop there, follow on and say, I know it's not intentional or personal. So you put them at ease and you put them in a safe space and they won't feel accused. And it's important here to say, but I wanted to let you know because the impact on me personally is ... Make sure it's a tangible impact that they can understand and that it's relating to work, so that it's not just, oh, you just make me feel XYZ. So it's not just an emotional blurb, that it's intangible and it doesn't help anyone in this context, okay? The next thing you can say is, I'm sharing this because I trust you and I want us to nurture our relationship, and I felt that it's important for you to know. And then ask the question, is this something you can help me improve or resolve? Can we do this together, basically? So be inviting, be helpful. Say that with compassion and kindness. It's not about accusing them and pointing the finger. This is about making sure that this relationship is a win-win and it works for you both. Hopefully they won't be feeling accused at that point, okay? And wait. Ask this question, is this something we can resolve? And if you do it with the right intention, it will land. And wait so that you get their yes or their buy-in. Okay, hopefully you won't have any issues with that. Any person would like to, of course, not make you feel in this way or create an impact that they're not aware on you, that they're not aware of on you. And chances are that they will probably apologize and say, oh, I didn't know that this is the case, and so on. So allow them, bring them in, be welcoming. Once you've done that and you establish their buy-in, then you can thank them genuinely. Take a moment to actually thank them genuinely, okay, for their support and listening. But you're not done yet. This is not done, okay? So ask the question here, what do we need to have in place so that this situation doesn't repeat itself again? And wait. Ask them to tell you what they would like also from you, so that you can both ensure that this is working for you going forward. They might actually say, can you always remind me 5 minutes earlier? Or they might say something like, can you always send me an email with the agenda and then I can plan it? It might be that they don't know what you want to talk about and therefore they keep skipping it because they don't know what's going to land on them. You never know what really goes on the other side. So just wait and find out to see how you can support them to make sure that this situation doesn't happen again and have the impact that it has on you. Then finally, after you thank them, close with, and if it does happen again, inevitably, because we're humans, right? So make it okay for them to fail. Make it safe for them to fail, okay? They're not going to change their behavior just like that because you asked them once. You might need to ask them several times before they can start to become aware that this actually has an impact on you, okay? Then ask them, how would you like me to bring it back to your attention? So this is an important question because you are making it okay for them to support you, but also you are getting permission to keep them accountable. Okay, so this is on you, and in essence, indirectly, you're asking for permission to make sure you can bring it back again. And it's not something you mention once and you cannot mention ever again. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. And if you've got any questions, you know where to find me, and let me know how your conversations go. Take good care. See you very soon.